snowflakes and butterflies and extra pages on our cards? Why not? Hello and welcome to another video on Karen's Creative Cards. I've been a fan of Paula Pasquale from back in the day when we were both associated with Tonic Studios, and I met her at several CHAs in the Tonic booth. I've followed her career and marveled at her designing skills. Now she has a new line called Boundless Journals through Miss P Loves. Now, I'm not a journal maker, but when I watched her demo the newest holiday release at Create and Craft, I thought the new dies could be used to make very unique cards with extra pages, and I just had to buy the whole release. Two of the new dies in the release are large butterflies that can be used to make snowflake butterflies. I love butterflies and snowflakes, so why not put them together? Each hinge has 3 lines. So can you see that on this one? And I'll show you on the other one that I make too. There are 3 lines, and this is considered the hinge. And depending on how you cut it, you can make a really thick journal or book with many pages if you use this one, or you can just add a couple pages with this one, or if you cut it with this one and avoid these lines, you can make a card that is just one butterfly. So it's very, very versatile. Here's the first card that I made. I just thought this snowflake butterfly was just gorgeous, and I cut out this piece here and put it on top of the butterfly page, the larger one, and added some jewels, and that in itself is beautiful. But when you open it up, there is a vellum page that is a separate page, and you can kind of see through it, and I put a happy snowman there. And then this is the locking mechanism, and I'm going to show you how that works. But if you don't have that piece, you can just glue this together and make the hinge, and then add several pages with that. As you can see, there are slots in these, and that's what forms the pages. And then on the last page I put a half a butterfly, warm winter wishes. I thought butterflies and winter and Christmas could all go together. So that was the first card that I made. But you don't have to make winter or snowflake cards, and you can just make a single butterfly shaped card. So I love shaped cards, and this one took just seconds to make. It is this one here, but I didn't put the hinges on. So you fold the cardstock in half, and you put it right along there to make this one. Some of these, the larger ones, if you cut the whole thing, you do need an A6, the larger die machine. So be mindful of that. If you have a Cuttlebug or a small Sizzix, some of these dies will be too big. But many of them you can just fold in half, and you can still put through depending on the size of your machine. So this one is just a simple hello card with some pretty foiled butterflies, and then you open it up, and as you can see, there's not a slot here, and nor is there a hinge. So it was just a matter of putting it in the die set in before the cutting line, folded, and you get this beautiful shaped card that is a butterfly. So you don't have to make winter or snowflakes. You can make just pretty butterfly cards. There are 3 more dies in this complete release, but of course you don't have to buy the complete release. I'm just a die cut addict, and I watched her demo them, and I really wanted all of them. And 3 of them are hexi dies. So this is the main hexi page that she's released this time. And again, I'm going to show you there's different ways to put the paper in to make either a big page and a small page, or 2 bigs or 2 smalls. So it's very, very versatile. And then there is what she's calling the long hexi panel, which has the main hexi panel, and then it has many snowflakes. and then there is a snowflake hexie die that has all sorts of beautiful snowflakes, and then a smaller hexie. So these all work beautifully together. If you get the whole release, you can really have a good play like I did, or if you just get a few of them. Plus, many of these match up with previous dies in her Miss P Loves line. So if you like to make journals and you want to make them really easy and have as many pages as you want, this works beautifully. But if you're like me and you're a card maker but you want to make unique cards, then this is for you also. So this is the first one that I made, and I used 3 of the snowflakes, and this is a Tonic Designs die. Now all the details on all the cards I share will be on my blog, of course, and there's links in the description box to those blog posts as well as to the products that I feature. So this is the first one that I made. I decided just to glue this piece together, and I added a couple snowflakes, and that is the hinge that the pages fit on. And this was 2 smaller ones with an extra hexagon there. So wishing peace, love, and joy. That's one of those beautiful snowflakes. And I did a single vellum page there, and then a long hexie there where I can write my message. So I'm going to make something similar than this. I'm going to show you how to make a hexie Christmas card with many page options. So when you're working with this die, this right here is the hinge. And again, you can choose to, if you want a really thicker book, you can go all the way out and have a bigger hinge. On the ones that I made, I went to the second line, so I have a hinge that I can put additional pages on, but it's not, you know, as tall as this one would be. Or you could cut it right up to there and just make pages, or you can fold it on here and make 2 hexie pages, or fold it on there and make 2 smaller hexie pages. So really versatile. So this is the first one. Oops, I put a glue dot on there and it's sticking, that I did, and I've started it. I cut this one up to here. I folded it, and I put the fold right on that line there, so the front and the back are going to be bigger hexies. And then when you have done that, this piece here folds up and becomes your hinge. Now you'll see here that there's the little notches there. When you cut it, there's no way to avoid that, so we're just going to trim those off. But I wanted to show you, when you put it in here, this is the slot, and there's really no way to avoid that to cut this shape, but that's not a problem at all. We're just going to trim those off, and that is the cover with our hinge. Then I have a page. I can't put my die cutting machine on the camera and show you. It's just too big, and I don't have enough space here. Then I did a page, and I didn't fold it. I laid it flat, and I got a big page and a little page with a slot, and you can see it cuts right along here. Okay. To do this, you really need the larger die cutting machine. Some of these you can fold in half and get through just fine, but I'm just letting you know that if you don't have a bigger die cutting machine, you probably can't do this part of it, but much of it you can. So this is 2-sided paper, and I am going to put this, I have to make this. It's really easy to do, but my hinge wasn't folded properly. There. Okay, so now I have a big page and a little page. Now when we fold this, some of that, when I get this completed, I might do a little trimming. We'll see how it all fits together. But when we put this together, we might need to do just a little bit of trimming. Then I took a piece of patterned vellum, and on this one I folded it here, and cut it here. And so I have a see-through piece that has a slot, and it's pretty vellum. So that one is going to go in here. So that basically is the pages that I'm going to do. And to hold it together, I'm using one of these locking mechanisms with a snowflake on it. And we're just putting that through there. And I could pull it out at any time and change these pages around or add pages. So that's one of the really nice features of this design. So I have cut a couple of the long hexes that I showed you before, the long hexie die, which you can cut with no snowflake in there, or you can cut it with half a one. And I thought I would put that one there. I think if you wanted to make a very special Christmas card, but as you can see, it's not at all hard to do, so you could do multiples. But I think these extra pages, you know, you could put pictures in there. I was thinking about my grandson's graduation coming up, and I might make a little bit bigger book card for him and put some pictures of him through the years in there, along with, of course, all our love as he graduates next year. And then this one here is another die in that long hexie set, and I am going to put it there. And I thought I would write my message there. On here, let's think about what I have for decorating here. I think this one was going to go here. And I have cut another one of those beautiful snowflakes, full snowflakes, and put it on the white layer. And I like this pattern paper, but it's a little busy, so I think I'm going to put that one on there. I think the vellum is pretty just as is. But on here, nope, that isn't going to work, is it? Well, I have, okay. Does it look okay to do that on top, tone on tone? I think if I hadn't glued it, I think I was going to put that one. That's okay, though. I had cut this one out with the snowflake hexie die, this smaller one, but then I just trimmed off all these little pokes, and it's going to make a perfectly sized plain hexie. And the plan was to put this on the other side. It won't work there. but it's okay. I'm going to decide that we decided we're just going to do tone on tone. I don't think I want to raise it because I think it might be too layered. I am thinking that I could cut out the slightly larger hexie and do the same thing and end up with a layer. So maybe I will do that off camera. But in the meantime, I have my I have a joy with an ornament. So my Christmas wishes for you and whomever I send this to would be joy and lots of Christmas love. So I think I will cut this piece and be right back. So I found a page to put that one on that wasn't tone on tone, and my Christmas blessings Christmas card with many pages is complete. My first page, of course, has some gorgeous designer paper and Christmas blessings. And then when you open it up, the Christmas blessings are joy with the long hexie. And then we have some of the smaller hexie pages with lots of snowflakes, as those are included in every one of the die sets. Then we have this big, beautiful snowflake hexie and a vellum pages. And again, this piece here can slide in and out, so you could add more pages or move them around. I decided to put the small hexie that I cut with the message sending you lots of Christmas love onto this page here with the pretty designer paper background and 3 more of the pretty snowflakes. And then this one has some more of that scenery designer paper. And then the last page will be where I will write my personal message. So isn't that unique? And as you can see, it's really easy to put together, and you could decorate it any way you want. And I had a lot of fun. So if you're a book or a journal maker, these die sets, as well as others in the Miss P Loves Boundless Journals collections, would be perfect for you. But as you can see, they're perfect for making unique cards with extra pages for special people.